People in the inland Northwest tend to follow the careers of our local pro athletes very closely, but most, outside of the tiny town of Edwall, have no idea that one of the world's top female golfers lives right here in our backyard. Sports director Derek Dice is back, and this time with the story of LPGA pro Wendy Ward.
Robin, she's not from our area originally, but Edwall seems to fit her like a glove. Wendy has traveled the globe playing golf and represented the U.S. in 3 Solheim Cups. But it's just outside of Spokane where she's found greener pastures and a simple, peaceful life on a local cattle ranch. It's a little more than 12 miles from anywhere.
Well, I tell them it's a little tiny dot on the map.
In Edwall, the cows outnumber the people, which makes this tiny town west of Spokane the most unlikely of places to find one of the world's top female golfers.
It's basically my safe haven. It's my vacation. You know, when I go home, I go on vacation.
Because this is her day job. Wendy Ward grew up in Texas and has spent the past 16 years firing down fairways around the globe. It's led to 4 career wins and nearly $5 million in winnings on the LPGA Tour.
She's done a lot. I think she wants to do even more, which is great. She inspires herself.
Wendy's husband, Nate Hare, grew up in Medical Lake, and while trying to become a pro golfer himself, he caddied on the tour.
Met Wendy in Atlantic City and asked her out in the parking lot of the golf tournament. She said yes, and went to a diner that night, and I knew that was it.
Then Wendy took her shot.
Finally, I asked him if he was ever going to kiss me, and he says, sure. And it was a done deal from there on out.
Nate has actually caddied for Wendy several times, including when she tied Annika Sorenstam in the 2002 Solheim Cup.
You know, we've had some good weeks.
But after traveling together on tour for a few years, Nate told Wendy he wanted to come home.
We found this piece of property, and it was kind of a no-brainer from there on out, because I can always get to warmer weather when I need to practice in the wintertime.
And so the Rock Creek Cattle Ranch was born. Wendy is likely the only LPGA golfer who lives on 300 acres with 130 mother cows. And she's not afraid to get her hands dirty.
Nate makes me work pretty hard, you know, you'd be surprised.
As long as she keeps the fire going, man, I'm fine with that. But no, she's a lot of help when it comes to calving.
And when the work is over, she's only a short ride away from her own personal driving range.
We're gonna sit in this one, buddy.
With her own personal ball shagger, a cattle dog named Click.
Atta boy. Bring it all the way back. That's where I come up with some of my, fun shots on the course, is just being creative. Nobody's there and there's no cameras rolling or anything. And now that's a caddy. And just kind of be myself and let my guard down.
And honing her game here has made Wendy a much tougher player.
I have to play in the wind, rain sometimes. But yeah, the lies down there aren't too pretty, so the fairways out on tour look pretty sweet.
And it's even sweeter having a husband who understands her life inside the ropes while keeping things running smoothly back at the ranch.
I always say he's got the real job, but yeah, I mean, it's nice to know that he gets what I do out there. He's been there, he's done it.
Still, most people in the inland Northwest don't get that an elite golfer lives in their midst.
But they wouldn't recognize her if they saw her, some of them.
Folks in Edwall, here at the post office or at Christian Heritage School, have a better understanding. But they treat her just like anyone else.
We let her have her privacy because, she likes being out on her farm, and we respect that.
That's what's so special, I think, to us out here, is that we can just be neighbors, and we can be Nate and Wendy, and all the success and all the fame. It really doesn't matter.
In golf, you play the ball where it lies.
Right.
And Wendy loves her life right here in Edwall, where the living is often as easy as a day on the course. All right, now there's a group of old-timers that meet, or at least used to meet, for coffee every morning at Edwall, and when Wendy has a good week, they often send her a letter telling her thanks for representing Edwall well.
Awesome.
Well, Wendy might get another letter soon, as she just advanced to the second round of the Sybase Match Play Championship in New Jersey, before losing to Angela Stanford earlier today.
Awesome. I love that. I had met her once. We have a mutual friend, and we were actually at a school event, and I met her. Wendy and I sat and chatted for the longest time. I had no idea that she was such a big deal.
Yeah, she's a great guy.
And afterwards, I was like, oh, she's awesome. Great story.